Ah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Big thank you for all your beautiful comments as we embrace more of our magic and madness. I've had a ton of downloads this morning, but they're coming in too fast for me to bring. So I'm just going to plunge more deeply into my madness. It's the only way at the moment that I can pull through these new emerging light codes. And to do it, I'm going to bring you a deck that I was gifted for my birthday last year, Ethereal. And I've only used them twice. So, right, bear with me. I'm guided to bring you some scribblings from this morning. Right. Let's bring the devil in. Okay, let's bring in that devil energy. So I can see, thank you, Foresight. Bring me back to Foresight. So I can see what's coming in for this year. And I have been pondering as to how I'm going to bring it. And I think the answer is to, because here he is. Okay, look at these cards. Are they not utterly stunning? So my inner devil is, what if you bring them? Because in 3D material reality, you're actually presenting with all the symptoms of a full psychosis. And what if I dance with my psychosis? What if I dance with the devil of no longer matching my peers? I did that years ago, but I'm bringing it here now because that's what's going to start presenting in 2024. This 8 energy wants us to transform and to balance the evolution with the involution, to balance the light with the shadow. And the shadow is that the underworld that wants to be birthed. And the light is the realization of that, the integration of that, the expression of that. And the devil and the intellect and the rational mind and the logical mind are going to come in and think they have their old job to do, which is to explain reality according to 3D subconscious programming. And so now we spin to, what if it's non-Euclidean, and what if it isn't what we thought it was? And that's leading to a big video that I wanted to make called Fundamental Changes in the Perception of Reality. And that's what's going to start. It's happening. It's happening now. It's slowly coming through my client base. So it's happening writ large in my world. And so this morning, okay, I'm going to bring in this morning's scribblings. And this is going to be what my videos are going to look like for the first few months of this year. Because I've got to get this energy through. It's like a whole body shake. Fundamental shift in the perception of material reality. Since my messages of being fired out of a black hole, so these are the previous videos, if you go back probably 8 months to a year, and one of the visions I was shown was Earth stuck in the bottom of a black hole and then a windsock and us being pinged out of it into a new reality. And that came in with lots of Hadron Collider downloads and changing in the matrix, the changing in the in our dimensional reality. And I held back. I brought through little sparks of light just to sow seeds, but I'm very conscious as a practitioner that I'm careful with others' reality without becoming responsible for it. Okay, so black hole, Hadron Collider. And then that message about the unbonding of man from the cross of space and time. And that's when I did that workshop with Milo, what's his name? He Don Milo Duquette. Thank you. And I did half of his workshop to unpick the Rosicrucian cross and understand it from a sacred geometry point of view. And I got to the point of geometry, which was that 7 energy, the bonding of man to the cross of space and time. So that's the fusing of light into matter. And then I started to feel really sick and I had to leave the workshop because that was a fundamental shift. That was probably a year and a half ago. So the unbonding of man from the cross of space and time is like the fundamental shift in a perception of material reality. So this morning, Spirit and YouTube hold hands and put this video on my feed. And it's given me all of the keys that were missing in the bringing together into some contextual kind of understanding of these many disparate, multi-dimensional downloads that I'm getting. It's really helped me, but it's sped up my amplification. So I am chugging with energy. All the words and context I've been struggling to piece together in my abstract multidimensional seeings have come together in the quantum science of this video. The science in this video is the key to understanding all of my most recent visions. So it's about emergence theory, and emergence is a really, really key theme of, if I just go December into January, and what was happening in my world was making me question my own understanding of reality. And so I have to keep leaning out of reality into the unknown and leaning and trusting and trusting. So this is, this is going to get challenged by that devil energy, by occulted wisdom. So this is kind of 8D science. And for me, it was magical. Let go of trying to understand the theory, although it is beautifully written and beautifully made and relatively easy to understand. So let go of the left brain and just move yourself at a quantum level as far into that energetic vibration as you can, because the frequency and vibration of the people that have made that video is high. They are full of light. It's beautiful. And some of the words I picked up from the video that really landed with me are beyond the anthropomorphic, the spiritual, and the religious. No separation between spirit and matter. So the link to that video is going to be in the description box. I feel better just having got that out of my system. So the first card out is the world. Yggdrasil comes in. Right, okay. So it's like this is the 3D material world, full of its karma and full of its shadows and full of its burgeoning want to break out. And this is like is it vicious cell? This is like going up the fractal to a new reality. It's like catching a spaceship and going into a new reality. And yet it's presented as linear going up, and everything is happening all at once. But it helps my little human brain to understand there is a massive evolution going on. Even the back of the card, as I study that, is like this elevation out of the made world into this beautiful new vestibule. So this is the ground zero that I was picking up on yesterday, is learning how to navigate all over again in another dimension. And that's coming in with the Ace of Cups. Okay. What happens if I bring these two together? I'm just going to turn the heat up. Yes, solar plexus activates. And there's a kind of, I'm scared. Okay. Do you remember recently I said, I was talking about poison and sipping a few drops of poison from the cup of love. Um, well, what's the word? Resolve it into something new, make it more palatable, make us immune to the shift where we go into devil energy and I can't, the intellect comes in and the logical mind that cannot map yet, because you're the cartographer, you're now the architect and the cartographer. You have to, I think 2 years ago, I was making videos where I said I'm standing at the edge of my map with nothing but a handful of crayons. So it's accessing that lostness. Thank you. And I'm reminded of how this devil came in for me. I had a realization. I went for a walk with a friend along a flooded river, my favorite river, along a flooded river a few days ago. And I was talking about Lyrans, and Lyran energy came in and I nearly fainted. So I had to literally bend over to get the blood back into my head, and my friend had to hold my sacral so I didn't totally dissociate. A second time that's happened in that location. So there's probably some fantastic dragon lines. Yeah, I ought to douse them really. There's probably some fantastic dragon lines in that area, and water is an amplifier, and water was in flood. And I had the realization that my foresight is so long that when it doesn't manifest like that, my devil comes in and gives up, gets stubborn. Okay, so that's what I've been navigating in rebuilding my sixth house. Sixth house is about what are you determined to? What are you bonded to? What are you going to diligently commit to? And at the start of 2023, I was still reluctant to fully bond with Zeta because I was in the unknowing. And I had all sorts of devil projections about, well, I'll tell you, the constant vision I was having was me sitting in a cold stone room in medieval times copying Bibles. That was my only projection of reality that could possibly have happened by going Two of Cups with Zeta. September, I managed to heal that and let it go. And then floodgates opened, and now I don't quite know what's hit me. And so that was pouring a little bit of that devil energy into the cup and bonding with that. It's almost like a little bit of devil energy can dilute the power of love that I cannot even conceive of. This is stunning. And suddenly I want to cry. Power of love you can barely even conceive of. And doesn't that, after all its hard work, deserve some of that love? I'm going to lay that next to the Ace of Cups. And so, 2024, we have the 24, the cross of space and time, our chemical union. And we have the 8. 224 is 8. And we have a 22-4 in there, which is the master builder. This year is going to be fast and bloody furious. For those on the unmarked trail. So what are you going to commit to? What are you going to bond to and be diligent to and be patient to and persevere with? Because if you can see it, you can bring it in. Time is the only variable. Bear with me, give me a minute. Divine harmony and balance isn't anything to do with being human. Being human, we call that fairness, and what is fair? All's fair in love and war. Well, so my dad always used to say, honey, or sweetheart, you have to bite the lemon to taste the honey. And in that big picture, there is a certain kind of balance and harmony. And this for me isn't about keeping your 6 cups and making sure there is all fairness in giving and taking. Yeah, that exists in this reality, and it might have to exist for a while, but this is about casting the cups into many different dimensions and trust and let go. When you let go, let go. But you might bring it back because there's a certain kind of comfort in familiarity, even if the familiarity knocks you off your path for a bit. You're refining realization. So go with, like, befriend everything you consider a demon or a shadow, or befriend. Everything responds to love. There is nothing in 15 years of being a practitioner, there is nothing that hasn't responded and transformed with love. 6 of Cups, cast your cups and let them go. So we had destiny, didn't we, yesterday? Destiny for me isn't like some predetermined thing. It's like the realization of your core expression in life. It is art as life, the expression of you as a piece of art, a living, working being of art. And if it isn't unique, it isn't art. And so the whole paradigm of belongingness, sameness, peer acceptance, people pleasing, resistance to disappoint, all of that has to be torn down to allow for genius to rise. Okay, that's kind of the message for today. I can't remember a word of what I just said. Let's just have a look at the underlying story, because I did see 1 or 2 cards come out. This is the diligence and the holding, because we have here impetuous expression of passion. But what if you practice holding that fire? 1's a fire. What if you practice holding and banking and integrating that fire, which is coming in with the 8 of Wands, speed, communication, think, ponder, tune in rather than think, tune in to find the right words. And if those words take 3 days to arrive, take 3 days. Come back to it. And in those 3 days, you might feel stuck and trapped. as you spin around in the cup of love with the devil. Do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Ponder on the as yet unseen. Ponder on the part of you that craves digestion and understanding, as you realize more and more about what you've brought in with you. And I ask you the question again, what are you and where are you from? And if this isn't an expression of 8 energy, I don't know what is. And that's it. That's it. No, I don't want to, I don't want any clarifiers. That is it. I'm going to leave you with my love and thank you again for being here. Feel free to comment and I will be back with you soon. Take care. Bye.